Grew up working concrete with my dad. Left home to join the army. Spent a few years abroad. Getting out now. Father wants to hand business over to me, but have planned to start my own plumbing company. Have no debt and money saved. Thoughts?
What's the business that he's handing down to you?
Concrete.
Do both.
Like concrete, like flat work, concrete, foundation work.
He didn't specify, but
Either way, that's
yeah.
you gotta be a different guy to do concrete.
Really?
Yeah, man.
You work with him more than I do.
Yeah, like the flat work guys are a little more. It's I don't want to say easier, but it's cleaner.
Yep. It's more commercial.
Yeah, the form guys that's a rough
go.
rough go. That's hard work, and you need bigger equipment.
Yep.
So if he's doing like form stuff, like foundations, that's tougher work.
Nice.
And you also need to you have to have employees. You're not doing that on your own, and not a lot of people want to do that. So that's I look at I'm not talking about foundation guys, but
yeah.
they're
It's not easy work. And they run with the market too.
Yeah,
Foundations are new builds. So the market dries up, new builds dry up. You're the guy, yeah.
Plumbing work,
Yeah,
service work, cha-ching.
Yeah.
that's what he wants. That's what the guy wants
Dude,
to do.
you could only do, if I were a plumber and I could deal with like poop and stuff like that,
Yeah.
only service work. $300 minimum just to show up.
Oh,
And-
they know it's stop making money.
Yeah, it's insane. Windshield time. Like if I'm driving there to go look at something stupid, it's like you have to get paid for that.
Yeah. And their jobs typically are hyper specialized rather. So
Right.
it's not like any Joe Schmo can come in and like understand. I mean, heating's tricky. Zone
Right.
valves and
Super tricky.
it's tricky. It's
If
not
you have the aptitude to be a plumber or a heating guy, pipe fitter, any of that, do it.
Okay.
Because then your options are so vast.
Yeah.
You can get into any sort of plumbing outfit. You can
Yeah.
do commercial stuff. You can do service work. You do residential. You can do new stuff, old stuff. Anything like heating, air. Anything.
if you have an opportunity to run them, I'm just a psychopath that would run them simultaneously. I would say run them simultaneously until you're like start to take the little nibbles of some plumbing work that you feel comfortable doing, see how you like it, and then sort of expound upon it annually. Just get it bigger and grow it. It has to start there anyway, but why not start it while you have a job? I don't ever like to quit the job while you got a job, because it's not like you're going to open your doors in your plumbing business and all of a sudden everybody's going to be knocking on your door. You have to sort of build. And I'm sure you're a stand-up guy and all that, but it's not like you're going to have mad work immediately. Right. So maybe just kind of fade in and fade out, or simultaneously build it and keep the family business alive. But,
Either way, the experience in both is going to pay off.
Yeah.
No matter what.
This is also a very similar question. Steven sent $50. My dad has a landscape company in North Dakota that does hardscaping drainage work. He doesn't have any employees and just works with my mom and I. Any ideas on how to grow a landscaping company? What are good places and books to learn more about landscaping?
It's called you don't conoce hablar español. ¿Cuándo te dice la muchacha?
all right. So I worked with 23 Guatemalan fellas, and I basically was like a family. I got a whole cousins, and I had 23 guys, and I had 6 guys that worked with me on the hardscape side. I speak conversational Spanish. I don't want to say it. I don't want to be like totally ridiculous about this, but I got to call it like I see it here. I worked with dudes from El Salvador and Guatemala. Right? I don't even want to f around. They're inherently nasty masons.
Yeah.
It's like it's just like I don't know what to call it. I don't know how else to say it. The guys that I had were nasty, automatic. So you can that's how I got it. I started with a small crew. And then what I did, I'll just tell you what I did. I used to go to the back of the Italian restaurants in the wintertime when I needed snow guys, and I would buy cigarettes for the guys smoking cigarettes in the back. And I would tell them I need workers. That's what I used to do. So I would go drink, and then I would go around the bar at the Italian bars in the back, and the dudes who were taking extra work, those are hustlers. Those are guys working their ass off. Those are guys riding mountain bikes with backpacks to fucking work. That guy wants, and I'm paying $25 an hour at the time, before it was like, but I had a nasty crew that I paid, and I had a good crew, and I got to call it like, dude, these were fucking They were Spanish dudes, and we got along, and everybody was paid, and it worked out well. It was totally legit. We had to be above board and all that, and it wasn't, but it was a thing where there was just a trove of inherent skill.
Right.
It was like finding like Irish slate builders, Irish. It was like if you were looking to do like real heavy, like, oh, dude, I'm fucking crazy in Newport. I need like a slate roof. And then like this crew of Irish guys were like, we've been building slate roofs for over 25 years. You pay me a fair wage and I'll be there. Like, that's not happening. But if it was, it would be a trove of like, you'd be like, oh my God, I just hit the jackpot. And you'd be like, I'll pay you a fair wage if you show up every day and you work till the sun's down, and be like, and I'll make sure that your paychecks are always cleared. And and that's kind of like that's and it's just the truth. But I mean, you're in South Dakota, but hardscapes, you can get qualified fellas. You gotta pay a lot, and most of the guys in a lot of the situations like that, you got a lot of what is it? A lot of Indians, not chiefs, too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yeah, right.
But fair wage will break that down. We'll and be like, look, you want to run the business, have at it, bro. I'm probably making about $10 more an hour than you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you really want to handle all this shit, trust me, I'll trade. You pay me that, and I can just show up and not worry about anything. I'll switch with you at any point. And you have to have that homeostasis inside your company where they're like, yeah, I don't want to deal with it.
You do.
Like, and they know.
If they're able to do it,
yeah,
let them do it.
Have at it, bro.
I would love for someone to do my end of things.
Oh, God, I know.
Love it.
I know the feeling. I mean, I know, and you can get to that
and
point.
someday, one of them will, somebody will. And I'll just say, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, hey, have at it, brother. You want to do it?
It's
You want
a guessing game.
What's the biggest pause in even the great builder, the guys that are working out there? Like, what are you guys hitting what hits the brakes on your job?
I feel like just everybody in general now, like when the COVID thing was going on, ordering windows and kitchens and stuff.
Yeah.
And even still, that
They still doing that?
it takes a long time.
They're playing COVID games.
Nah, it's not COVID games. I mean, it's just demand. Like windows, like good windows, like Marvin windows, take a while to get. Kitchens take a while to get. It's better than it was. HVAC equipment, appliances, like that.
That's not your.
Meter boxes.
It's a domino set.
Yeah, like you gotta wait for that stuff, but otherwise, it's just people's. In general, everyone's extremely busy, like insanely busy.
And it's always like when you build a house, it's sort of like a domino effect where you have to like one then the other.
Yeah.
And you say you're constantly upheld by like national grids out there.
It could be that, like my plumber, Billy. He was in the hospital for a while. He had an issue.
What?
Yeah, he's good now. He's good, but he had a major health problem, and he was laid up for like a month and a half.
So,
and I had a bathroom I got to do for somebody, and it's like I'm not gutting a bathroom.
Yeah, with my plumber laid up.
Yeah, right. So it's like that window is gone now.
It's one
we
then
are
the other.
So busy. Like I got $100,000 worth of windows sitting in a house without a roof on it right now. We got to roof that. That's priority. We got finish guys about to start, painters about to start another house.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other thing. It's like those are priority. We have to do that.
Yeah. It's an order of operations that kind of like falls off.
And custom building, like unless you have an architect who's overseeing everything and every single phase is spelled out to the T, you don't really know.
What if you have like a floating barometer like me, where you're like that's pretty good, just keep going. Like if me and you like had a huddle every morning, and we're like, all right, you guys gonna?
That's kind of how we roll. Like,
yeah.
Kind of like that's how you have to roll.
So like I tell everybody to like self general contract.
It depends on what you're doing. That I wouldn't really recommend that.
I mean, like I said, I'm not a professional. I've done my 40 houses.
You know your shit.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you that. I'll give you that. You can get away with some of that, but
your average homeowner, you think it'll get jammed up a little bit? Get a little bit in the weeds. Yeah.
Everybody's gonna.
Well, not anybody on this stream. They're gonna be professionals by the end of this. You got Kevin here.
And coordinating sub-sequencing, and when you're building high efficient homes, things like that, you ain't doing that yourself.
Nick,
Yeah.
And builder friend, how do you get work for insurance claims? Seems like a good gig for builders and landscapers. Get work for insurance claims.
So I know a few guys who do that. It's lucrative as all hell, but you don't get to pick what you're working on.
Gotcha.
You know, you're gonna get if that's the business you're in. I don't do that. Like I've done insurance stuff like where a customer of mine happens to call and say, "Hey, I had a leak. Like, what do I do?"
Yeah.
You do a quote. You go through the friggin' shebang with the adjusters,
adjusters
all
and all
that.
that. Yeah.
Bullshit, and they come back at you sometimes, and a lot of times insurance companies are pretty good, and they'll just kind of satisfy you, and you know they'll pay you. But if that's what you're doing for business, like my buddy's company CleanWorks, that's all they do is
Disaster restoration.
disaster restoration.
It's mad money. They make a lot of
stupid
money.
money. They have all the software that tells you what the adjusters are gonna
Oh no
pay.
shit!
They have all that. They know what it is.
Wow. That's why because they come in like they buy cars, and they
Yeah.
buy heavy. Like
Yeah.
they come in and buying heavy metal like those
Hell
guys.
yeah.
And I'm like, isn't it? To be fair, is it not the work? Is it bad work?
Well, you're doing sewage cleanups and fire and mold and yeah.
It's tough.
that,
It's
dude.
yeah. That's
I'm a prude. We're doing all new shit.
yeah. You're building.
We
yeah.
did a bunch of remodeling stuff, you know, years ago, and we do less and less of it now.
But that's not your MO is to like build a company of 40 guys to come in and do disaster restoration.
No.
You're not a Band-Aid. You don't want to be a Band-Aid guy. But
No, we like to build cool this and be like,
Yeah.
yo, that Nick's friggin' barn, that place is cool.